Well, we will slowly start with the introductions as in the meantime where everyone can join us. So welcome everyone, good morning. Many thanks for joining us today in this early Monday morning session. We really hope to receive your applications to this open call, as we are here today to solve all the questions you have on this process. So just also as a quick reminder, an introduction, the session today will be recorded, is already being recorded, so we can also share this information with the participants that could not join this session. Just to make sure we are all on the same page. Well, let me then quickly introduce myself first, the team and the project, just to start. My name is Carolina Turcato, and I represent IRA Portugal as the coordinator of the ACCELERO project, which we will be talking a bit this morning. And the project is implemented in partnership with 5 organizations, namely the European Business and Innovation Center Network, EBN, BPI France, BWCon, BIC InnoBridge from Bulgaria, and the Krakow Technology Park from Poland. All our partners are here today, so thank you also very much for joining us. And we will be sharing a bit the presentation today for you. So let me then briefly guide you through the agenda of the session today. Here I am doing the welcome, and will shortly introduce you to ACCELERO project and talk a bit about what the program will offer to the organizations that are interested in applying to be a part of this project. Then our colleague Florian Sora will present the UBIC certification and its benefits from EBN, and also our colleague Kovadonga Rayon from EBN will also do the presentation on the open call and the requirements. Finally, also Florian will present the questionnaire that you might have already seen, that you have to fill out to apply to this open call. And then we will do the Q&A session. We have a lot of time to do the Q&A, so we also invite you all to put your questions in the chat during the whole presentation, during the whole webinar. But we will take all the questions and reply to all of them during the end. So feel free to put your questions anytime already in the chat. Let me see now. I will start with the project without further ado. So basically, ACCELERO project, that is called Accelerating Local Innovation Systems in Europe, our acronym ACCELERO, is a Horizon Europe project funded under the work program of the European Innovation Ecosystems. It's a 2-year project that has started in September 2022 and will have the duration of 2 years until August 24. So this project, it aims, our main goal is to contributing to reverse the unbalanced business activity in Europe by increasing the attractiveness of less advanced innovation ecosystems, making modest and moderate innovation ecosystems more attractive to local SMEs so that they can also have all the services and attend their needs locally. Thus benefiting from this strong local support and avoid this relocation to mainstream new hubs. As well as 2 international companies that are interested in setting up their business outside the established well-known centers will also find this support. Then as the let's say, two key objectives to achieve this main goal. We have the idea of supporting emerging and moderate innovator intermediaries that are located in emerging and moderate innovation regions or member states according to the European Innovation Scoreboard. The aim is to support these intermediary organizations or business support organizations to improve the quality of business acceleration services by providing top services and co-creating specific services based on local needs and pilot testing them. The second goal is to create a pan-European network online platform of business support organizations, ensuring the connectedness to innovation leaders' best practices, scaling up and networking, ensuring a sustainable asset after the project completion. So the idea is that this platform can really serve as this networking place and also knowledge repository also after the project ends. As our main target audience, we have three, let's say, target stakeholders. The first ones are most of you that are here attending this session today, that are business support organizations located in emerging and moderate innovation regions or member states in Europe. Then we have also European hubs that will also be selected as experts that are located, also business support organizations located in strong and leader innovation regions or member states in Europe. And finally, we have the end beneficiaries that are SMEs and startups in emerging and moderate innovation regions and member states, because these will be the end beneficiary of the services. So advancing a bit our framework, how the project will be developed during these 2 years, and it will be developed in 4 main phases. And these 4 main phases will count on the active participation of the selected business support organizations. So the first phase is the discovery. This is a framework methodology based on the service design approach. So we have this first discovery, whereas we will implement needs analysis with the selected business support organizations. In terms of services, in terms of how they can further improve their support to local SMEs, based of course on the local needs as well. Then we have the second phase that is called definition, where we are going to identify and directly provide the service that is already implemented, services that are already implemented in innovation leaders or strong innovator regions. And we are going to just transfer this knowledge, let's say, as a direct implementation as a first step. Then the second, or in this case, the framework, the third step is the co-creation of business acceleration or business support services. Meaning in this third phase, with the support of these experts from European hubs and co-creation and co-design experts, you will have the possibility to co-create a service that is very tailored to your needs, based, of course, also on the needs analysis that was developed in the beginning. So the idea is to create something unique and tailored to the region and to the needs of the SMEs locally. And then finally, we have the delivery phase, that is the pilot testing of this co-created service. So we will select within the framework of this project 10 business support organizations to collaborate within this framework to actively participate. And finally, there will be this phase of pilot testing this co-created service. To make it a bit clearer, we have also created this timeline where you can see the, let's say, main points of interaction and participation and commitment from your side in all of these 4 phases. So we'll start in February next year. We are going to, let's say, as soon as the results are out, we have the 10 selected. The idea is to actively bring them on board of the platform, the Euroquity platform. But this is an invitation we can do from now on. The platform is already up and running. We can maybe share with you through the chat. And the idea is that all interested stakeholders, we invite you to apply, because we will be having a lot of content and activities through the platform as well. But of course, the ones that are selected will be also mandatory to participate and to engage through the platform. So that's why this is the first step here in the timeline. Then we have the online kickoff session that will be done by the end of February, so that you can also make sure you are aware of all the steps that we are going to do within the project. And also in the end of March, we are going to have an in-person onboarding with workshops and visits to local hubs. That will be in Paris. Travel expenses will be covered by the project as well for these 10 business support organizations that are selected. Then we will have the needs analysis phase that I mentioned that will be implemented during February and March. We will also have as a next step the implementation of this best practice service. Then from July on, it will start the co-creation phase, whereas you will have the one-on-one online mentoring and co-creation sessions, and then in September, a 5-day online bootcamp on co-creation to really make sure this service is created to its best. And then it will have a long period of time to pilot test, implement this service. After that, we have the impact assessment of the pilot testing service, of course, so that we can have an idea of how was this pilot test, what can be better, what can be improved, is it really relevant to the local stakeholders and SMEs. And then towards the end of the project, until let's say May 24, we will have 2 different workshops, one that will be implemented locally, so to make sure this knowledge is also shared between the local stakeholders and local innovation ecosystem actors, and one on community building and engagement with all of the project partners and all selected BSOs, as well as a peer-to-peer exchange will take place with at least one local SME and 1 member staff of the business support organization that will do an exchange, will attend or participate in one service that is being delivered by other region or other hub. And as well, finally, that my colleague Florian will now also present the EU BIC certification process. We will also select 3 of these organizations to receive the certification. So this is more or less everything that is there. It's quite, let's say, a long timeline and a strong engagement, but we also see a lot of benefits in this framework. Well, I guess that's it.
Thank you very much, Carolina, and good morning, everyone. Happy to see you so numerous today. We are quite eager to start collaborating with you, as Carolina mentioned. And indeed, it's quite a rich and comprehensive support that we are offering to you. So really get in touch with us. I'm stressing this again, ask us questions, and yes, hopefully you'll be having all the elements at the end of this meeting to convince you to consider this opportunity that is a very targeted one for the business support organizations. On my side, I will be presenting the certification as Carolina mentioned, trying to convince you to yes, to consider that opportunity for your organization. So my name is Florian Sora. I'm certification and impact manager for EBN, that stands, as Carolina mentioned, the European Business Innovation Centers Network. My colleague Ovadonga that will be following this presentation is coordinating on behalf of EBN the project, and I'm coordinating the certification on behalf of EBN. Maybe 2 words about EBN because it's relevant for the purpose of this call. We are a pan-European organizations of business innovation leaders established in more than 35 countries. We have quite a long history of certification and building quality system for business support organizations in Europe and beyond. And of course, we'll be very privileged to be collaborating with you in this journey, in this process of certification. So our members are development agency, incubators, accelerators, science parks, so quite diverse range of members of and then we are discussing with those members to offer different services. One of the service that we are providing is the certification, of course, and we have 165 members who large part of them are quality certified members that those are called EUBICs, European Business Innovation Centers, and then we also have associate members. Our members are establishing a high impact at European level. They are supporting more than 36,000 companies. Regardless of the journey where they are starting, we are supporting both entrepreneurs and startups, but also SMEs, companies that are more developed and they wish to scale up, and a potentiality of scale up is represented by also by our members that are offering internationalization services for those companies. So this is how somehow to show the community where you will be entering in, because by accessing the services provided by ACCELERO, of course, you will be accessing everything that that Carolina mentioned, but also you will be accessing the possibility of having access to also UB community that EBN is coordinating. So why indeed, why certify your business support organizations? Probably there are many different reasons to consider certification. EBN is bringing certification for a very targeted audience, so business support organizations. We are very conscious about the richness of the ecosystem now. There are public, private, different organizations that are operating in this sector. And I think that what is bringing EBN as key added value is to enable business support organizations in their continuous development and in their yes, in their continuous growth, and this is a very important key factor, and we are doing that through many different activities. I think that also the certification is providing you a differentiator factor, of course, in your market. Is bringing also some branding, of course, is bringing also the possibility to compare compare with other organizations, to benchmark and so on. So I will be entering in this process also later in the presentation. By accessing the certification, indeed, so Carolina mentioned that in this project we are going to certify 3 business support organizations. So 10 will be selected in the call, and out of those 10, 3 will be certified. And those certified organizations will be also benefiting from EBN services. You are seeing on the slide certification, but also we are providing a range of training to business support organizations. We are also very much active in the peer reviews and meetings with this community that we are presenting ourselves. And also, of course, we are coordinating international projects. We are doing technical assistance and quite strong also on strategic partnerships. So for with different stakeholders at the European level. So for those organizations that will be certified, those organizations that will be certified as will be entering in our EUB communities. Of course, you will be not only have the possibility to enhance your organization, but also to access this range of services that we are mentioning here. So again, to sum up, UBICs are quality certified organizations that use business and innovation as a force for regional economic, sustainable, and social development. These are our this is part of our missions, and I will be entering in the missions commitment on behalf of the EUBIC label later in the presentation. So this is the official UBIC certification that is granted by EBN, and in this certification we are providing the possibility for you to have the label, the UBIC label. We are also doing an impact assessment of all of your services related to the support of companies, related to the ecosystem that you are in. And we are, of course, comparing you with the remaining of the community. We are providing yearly benchmark reports, allowing you to evaluate the services that you have, and then we are doing also many different activities involving our community, and some of them you'll be also accessing to ACCELERO project. Naming peer reviews and so on. So indeed, the UBIC certification helps business support organizations to benchmark performance and identify areas of improvement. We are using credible, comprehensive, and transparent standards of business support to assess the impact performance that you have. And we are assessing you in 4 categories: in support and business support services, in ecosystem building, in startup performance, and access to finance. So these are the areas that we are assessing and considering you. Of course, I think that if you are interested in the certification, please let us know. I'm covering in this presentation quite in a quite brief manner the process, but please ask questions in the chat or contact me after the presentation if you are interested. Now I will be entering more in the missions that the UBIC have in very briefly. I will not be taking a lot of time, but just for you to see what we are standing for and which kind of elements we are measuring, and maybe asking foreseeing also different questions that you have, and you might ask why in regards to the questionnaire that we send to you. Well, that questionnaire that you might have accessed serves us also to measure the organization's commitment and compliance in relation with our mission commitments that are showed on the screen. So regional sustainable economic development, quality business support, access to finance, and scaling European innovation. These are the 4 mission commitments that all EUB have. So where are we as EUB? So we are covering, I told you in the beginning of this presentation, in more than 35 countries, mainly in Europe. We are mainly in Europe. So you see on the screen, Spain, Portugal, France, Germany, but also we are also present in Asia, and Latin America and Northern America. So you are really accessing a pan-European global uh, community or a network of business support organizations. In regards to the community still, um, some other elements that we are measuring, you see the legal status. Most of our EUBICs are non-for-profit, um, and most of our EUBICs are business incubators, accelerators, but also entrepreneurship centers, also development agency, government organizations, science and technology parks. So you saw maybe in the call, all these organizations are represented. So regardless of the type of these organizations, if you can see yourselves here as type of organization, you can definitely apply for ACCELERO call. And then which kind of expertise our members have, and the UBICs have and will be also expecting from the organizations that will be applying to this call. Of course, we wish that you are active on areas that are related with the social challenges that are currently addressed, and we are addressing together. So eco-innovation, it's an important area of expertise that our UBICs are gathering, and they are representing cultural and creative industries as well, smart manufacturing and everything that is related with Industry 4.0, digital innovation hubs, space, but also health and also education and social and inclusive entrepreneurship. So if you are operating in these sectors, you are very welcome, but also in other areas, of course, we are welcoming different range of expertise. Also, our UBICs are actors that are collaborating very in a strong way with their ecosystems. They are building themselves ecosystems, and they are operating in a larger entrepreneurship and innovation ecosystem. So in that sense, they are uh, collaborating with local governments, with universities, with investors, and so on. And we are also proud to see the survival rates of our EUBICs that are after 3 years more than 85%, and after 5 years more than 70%. This is way beyond the EU average that is at 58% after 3 years. So you see almost 30% of differences there. Indeed, quality business support. You can see I will be sending you we'll be sending it presentation together, but for you to see which kind of companies we are supporting. So entrepreneurs, most of the of the clients supported in these entrepreneurs, and then also startups and SMEs. We are supporting them how with access to finance, access to funding, proof of business, proof of concept, but also proof of innovation and team assessment. And when we are speaking about startup services, the UBICs are supporting entrepreneurs, startups, and SMEs with access to market, coaching, financing, more advanced financing, let's say, but also market research, product development, and team development, and the same different services for the growth part. Our community is also accessing finance. So in everything that we are doing, this is the third mission commitment, access to finance. We are supporting our members to really strengthen their capacity of providing financing services to their client companies. And you can see that our community raised more than 1 billion euros last year. And scaling European innovation, our members, EUBICs, so the EUBICs that we are also will be certifying inside ACCELERO, are supporting companies to access their local markets. And here we see that our members supported in France, in Spain, United States, but also to send companies abroad in Brazil, Argentina, and so on. So in that sense, yes, as has been support organizations that will be certified, but also part of ACCELERO, there is this potentiality of having access not only, as Carolina mentioned, not only for your business support organization, for your organizations, but also for your companies that might require this kind of services. Maybe on the certification itself, going back to the process, we are doing that. How we are doing the certification? Well, we are using a questionnaire. It's quite similar to what you have accessed. That is part of the call. This is the reason why we put forward that questionnaire that serves us for certification. So there are different elements, different indicators that we are measuring there. So this is the first step really in the certification that we are taking. And then there is a process after the questionnaire with some discussions with each organization that wish to be certified. And this process finalizes with a one-day certification where an expert from our community will be coming in the premises of the organization that wishes to be certified to analyze a set of criteria and analyze also your ecosystem and how you are complying with the mission commitments that I mentioned before. So yes, indeed, we are analyzing your activities, your services, as well as your positioning and your development as candidate organizations for certification. And you have also the link again, the questionnaire link that will be serving us for the first step of certification. In regards to the review, indeed, we are having a one-day review for the certification where the business support organizations together with different departments, with the CEO, with the different departments of the organizations, will be presenting us in depth what you are doing. And also we are interviewing different companies and different stakeholders, part of your governance in order to listen to them and hear what the organizations is doing in terms of quality. Very briefly, what we are measuring also throughout this process, we are measuring your mission. We want that business support organizations are focused on innovation and supporting entrepreneurship, innovative entrepreneurship. We are looking at your organizations. We wish that your organizations is sustainable in terms of budget, sustainable in terms of services, and very much rooted in the business ecosystem that is yours. Then, of course, we look at your services. We look at your services, entrepreneurship services, startup services, scale up, growth, internationalization services, and we are looking at how you are performing those, which kind of flagship initiatives you have, and which are the activities that you are performing, you are offering to your companies. Then you also are very much attached to this continuous improvement that will be offering you continuous growth. We are looking at the tools that you have, and we are very much attached to this compliance, to the monitoring framework that we have at TBN. We should do indeed enter in our system, allowing you to be benchmarked and allowing you to be compared with our communities. I think that's it. Also, probably a very dense presentation also on my side. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Florian, and thank you, Carolina, as well. Good morning, everyone. I'm very happy to see so many faces and so much interest in the call. My name is Covadonga Rayon. As Florian and Carolina said, I'm a colleague of Florian at TVN, where I work as project manager. And one of the projects I manage at EVN is ACCELERO. So today what I'm gonna present to you is the open call. So yes, regarding the open call, as Carolina said before, what we are looking for is, I mean, we are going to select 10 business support organizations in moderate and emerging innovating regions. And this will be the 10 business support organizations that will benefit from the ACCELERO program. As Carolina said before, the aim of the program will be to support these innovator intermediaries to provide the quality of business acceleration services by providing top services and co-creating specific services based on the local needs and to pilot test them. So in order to apply, I think it's not moving right.
No, no, Cova.
It
No.
freeze.
No, now it's moving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now it is.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So in order to apply, you will need to fill in the application questionnaire, which is very similar to the questionnaire that Florian was mentioning before. I will not get too much into detail of it because Florian will be presenting it to you afterwards, but it will have five main areas. The first one is about the organization profile, with information about your mission, organization type, legal status, etc. Then information about the business support service value chain, including your services, programs, events you organize, etc. And then some impact metrics information with number of client supported, entrepreneur profile, funding raise, etc. And then also we will ask you why you are interested in participating in the ACCELERO program. So in order to evaluate the applications, first we will go through the eligibility check. We will be looking at 4 main eligibility criteria. The first one is that you should be including incubation and acceleration services among your service profile, or willingness to include, if you don't include acceleration, at least to be willing to include them through the ACCELERO program. Be headquartered in an emerging or moderate innovator region, member state or third country associated to Horizon Europe according to the European Innovation Scoreboard. Have a dedicated team of a minimum of 3 full-time staff and a sustainable organizational budget, and to have the capacity to interact and provide high-quality services in English. Once we assess this eligibility criteria for the applications, then we will move to the second phase with those applications that meet them all, and we will looking at two main sections: the impact and the implementation. So in the impact, we will be measuring the capacity you have to improve the quality business acceleration services, your network outreach and scale up support, your capacity to improve the connectedness to other business support organizations in order to expand the impact of the project in your region, and also your capability to align with other stakeholders in your local innovation ecosystems. The second thing we will be looking at is the implementation, and this will be the overall maturity of your business support organization and the capacity to implement and to participate in all the activities foreseen in the program. So regarding the countries that are eligible, as we've been mentioning, we are following the European Innovation Scoreboard. So there are some countries in which the whole territory is eligible, and those are Albania, Estonia, Latvia, Malta, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Israel, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Turkey, and Ukraine. And then the rest of the countries in the list, which are Bulgaria, Czechia, Greece, Hungary, Italy, Lithuania, and then Poland, Portugal, Romania, Serbia, Slovakia, Slovenia, and Spain. There are some regions that are eligible, and another ones are not because they are considered as innovation leaders. But you can check this on the European Innovation Scoreboard. I will be sharing the link with you, so you can make sure if your region is eligible to participate. Regarding the expectations we have from the selected business support organizations, we will expect that you must commit to implement and pilot test one of the best practices selected from the business support organizations located in innovative regions, to implement and pilot test the co-created service, to select through an open call or direct invitation a pool of startups and SMEs within your ecosystems to attend the services implemented by ACCELERO, to participate in the staff exchange program, and in summary, to participate and to implement the activities that were listed in the ACCELERO timeline that Carolina shared with you before, and that we will be sharing with you also with the presentation, so you can check everything. And then regarding the timeline, the call is going to be open. It opened in at the end of October, so it's going to be open till the 16th of January. From the 17th to the 20th, we will be checking the eligibility criteria that I mentioned before. Then from the 23rd to the 3rd of February, we will be working on the evaluation. From the 6th to the 10th, then the partners will meet to finally select the 10 selected business support organizations. And on the 13th of February, we will announce which are the selected business support organizations. So, well, here on the presentation, and you will receive it, you have all the links to the needed, with all the information related to the call. So you have the link to the open call full text, to the European Innovation Scoreboard of 2020 22, the eligible regions, the questionnaire in PDF, and the link to submit your application and to the questionnaire itself. Because in the PDF, what you can see is all the questions you will need to answer, so you can prepare your answers in advance. Then you can fill in the questionnaire. I think this was all from my side, but I'll be happy to answer your questions also during the questions and answer time. And then giving the floor again also to Florian.
From our side, I think before sharing the ACCELERO questionnaire, what is important for us to say is that really to enter in the process, apply for this program, because I'm sure that we can do activities together. And even if probably the questionnaire itself, speaking about the questionnaire, can seem complex, can seem long, we are not looking to see all the information. I think that we put forward a comprehensive set of indicators, of comprehensive set of elements, because we wish to understand in depth what you are doing. We wish to understand your quality. We wish to, of course, and we wish to understand your trajectory. And of these elements that we are measuring are helping us to understand better the organization, and also what we can do for you within ACCELERO. This is why we have put forward a comprehensive questionnaire. But then if you don't have all the information, you have all the details, because either you are not measuring those, or you don't have all that information yet, because we are aware that you are also part of large organizations, and of course maybe you have to collect all this data. Still feel free to apply to the open call. Then I wanted to share you the questionnaire that also Kova mentioned. Indeed, this questionnaire is the first, let's say, step to enter in ACCELERO, because we are inviting you to apply, and you are applying, and we are assessing, evaluating you to enter in the project on the basis of this questionnaire. Probably that you have accessed, some of you, the questionnaire, the questionnaire is quite comprehensive, and probably that you also saw that the questions are not obligatory. So that means that you can somehow skip some parts that you don't have. This being said, I am presenting you very briefly what are the main sections and what are the main questions for you to be aware. So of course we have everything that is related with contact details. The contact details, I'm not saying that it's obligatory, but it's very important, because then if you are not putting your first name, surname, and then also email address, it will be very difficult for you to for us to follow up with you if some information is missing, or if we wish to understand better the organization that is applying. It is difficult. So really, what I will say that is maybe the only part that is compulsory in this questionnaire is this part. Really fill in the contact and your email address, because otherwise it will not, for us, it will not be able to contact you. And then of course there are a lot of questions that are that probably to some of them you might wish to answer, to some of them you have the information, and of course to all the questions that you have the information answer. Do you have a gender equality plan? Who is the main person responsible for ACCELERO implementation? We are also very much attached to equality and gender balance. So it's for us, it's important to know that. Of course, we'll not be selecting on that basis, but it's important to know what is the mission. Of course, as I told you, the mission is important because we wish that your organizations are focusing on innovation, innovation creation, entrepreneurship development. So really let us know. Then the legal status, ownership, if you are a fully private or public or mixed, that all of this is perfectly okay for us, regardless of your answer. Then which kind of type of organization you are, of course, and here you can see that we are very much welcoming business incubators, as said previously. Chamber of Commerce, I think that was a question in the chat, industry cluster, development agency, and more bigger organizations. So I would say that if you are supporting companies, if you are supporting entrepreneurs, if you are working with innovation, of course you would be a good target for this call for expression of interest. And then then also we wish to understand where you are operating, your catchment area, what is the population of your catchment area, to understand your impact that you have. We wish to understand if your activity is generic, if you are focusing on some sectors in particular. We wish to understand also your areas of expertise. If you are focusing on eco-innovation, which are your areas of expertise? If you are focusing on creative and cultural industries, which are your areas of expertise? Again, the same for smart manufacturing, and you see different possibilities here. Again, if you are focusing on space, health, and all the other areas, of course, what we are putting above is very comprehensive, but if you are focusing on other areas, let us know. Then if you are collaborating with your ecosystem, we wish to understand that, and we wish to understand who are the actors that you are collaborating with. You are collaborating with investors, with local governments, with NGOs, with technology and transfer offices or others. Let us know which kind of funding you have available. We wish to understand that your organization is perfectly sustainable from the point of view of budgets, which are of the amounts of funding that you are raising or you are attracting for the purposes of having a sustainable organizations, and the areas of revenues that you have, and then also the destination of your expenses. We wish to understand that better. We wish also to understand how you are allocating your human resources, in which directions, of course, general management, but also project management and direct services to supported companies. One of the conditions is that you have at least 3 business people that are doing business support organizations. They are doing business support services to the companies. We see that this is an important indicator for the sustainability of services provided to companies. Then the gender distribution of your staff, then other um, questions related with the core expertise that your business support staff has. Of course, everything that is related with supporting companies in accounting, in ICT development. For example, you might do coaching and mentoring, commercialization, and so on. You might be doing that in-house or also through external consultants. It's perfectly okay for us. Just let us know, for us to have a mapping of what you are doing. The infrastructure that you are doing, and then some incubation services that you have through your facilities, which kind of services you are providing, probably maybe some industrial workshops, also advanced materials lab or others. Do you have an entry strategy to support your companies, meaning that when you are selecting your companies, are you doing that on the basis of some strategy or some criteria or some selection process? And which is that? And also your exit strategy for the business support organizations that you are operating. How is that looking? Are you having a period of time? You have some contracts with the companies. We wish to understand that that reflection also. And then we are measuring the service value chain in terms of lead generation, how you are attracting the companies that you are supporting to some hackathons, to some open innovation events, to some pitching and so on. We wish to also understand on the entrepreneurship services, which kind of support you are providing, probably access to finance. This is the most frequent ones that we are seeing also in our community of UBICs. Proof of business, proof of concept, proof of innovation, of course, team assessment to support the companies in their growth. Then in startup services for companies that are already created, which kind of services, and the same for growth services and acceleration services in general. So different questions here, you'll see, and then some KPI, some indicators and some elements related with the continuous improvement, how you are looking at yourself, at your organization in a critical way and in a strategic way, and how you are planning to improve your services, because we are aware that much is to be done in business support organizations, and different aspects could be improved, of course, and we are looking at what you are doing in terms of monitoring, in terms of feedback that you are accessing, or that the client companies are providing, and some metrics to understand how many clients you are supporting in the last year, let's say. So if you will be filling the questionnaire now, we are asking you the numbers for 2021. If you'll be filling the questionnaire in 2023 already, ideally you'll be providing information for 2022. But of course, if you don't have that information, please still provide us with the information for 2021, even if you are filling in the questionnaire in 2023, at the beginning of the 2023. And then indeed the entrepreneur is to understand the entrepreneur profile that you have, And if you are working with underrepresented entrepreneurs, we wish to know in terms of access to finance, job creation, some also indicators. Also, we wish to understand if you are measuring your survival rates and which kind of quality you have. Indeed, it's an important element to understand your quality, the survival rates that you have for your supported companies, and then also understanding your innovation in terms of technology transfer. If you are having, if your companies access some patents, if your companies have under their coordination patents. And yes, we are getting towards the end of the questionnaire, and at the end, of course, we are asking you to provide a consent statement. This is meaning that you agree that we are processing the data in order for us to take actions, in order for us to assess you, in order for us to put you in contact in peer reviews and well, understand your organization, so you to do all the services that Carolina and Kova presented to you previously. So again, summing up, it is a very comprehensive survey, but I think that you can do it. I'm confident from my side, even if it's a bit extensive. We acknowledge that. Really feel free to fill it in, and we are here to support you. But of course, provide us with the information as much as detailed as possible in order for us to be able to operate and continue our activities and select you and understand the possibilities of certification and so on. Because what we wanted with this service, that we are sending you one, and then when we'll be having to certify, or when we want to do other activities in ACCELERO, to base ourselves as much as possible on this questionnaire. Probably that other data will be gathered from you, but this will be a key one for the period of project that Carolina and Kova told you as well. So that's all from my side. Thank you very much